Hey guys, we have Cloud9 versus FlyQuest. So how I view Cloud9 and FlyQuest is I view Cloud9 as the second best team in LCS and FlyQuest as the fourth best LCS team. And for FlyQuest to make the jump to third or second, it's really important they beat the teams above them. So the teams above them would be TSM, C9, and Team Liquid. So this is a very important game for FlyQuest in terms of them being able to slowly rank up and get better. As for Cloud9, what's important to them is they don't lose to any other team other than Team Liquid, and then they beat Team Liquid when the time comes around for them to overtake Team Liquid as first. So both teams have a lot of stake into this game, and I'm very interested in seeing how they played it out. Let's start with the draft as always. It looks like Cloud9 starting with the Jace ban. Viper has been a really good carry player, and also Pobelter could play Jace. Wow, Cloud9 banning out Zoe also. That's something that's a little unexpected for me because Zoe is Niski's best champion. While Pobelter does blind a lot of Zoe, I thought it was a little bit weird for Cloud9 to ban Zoe. And then Israel ban from Cloud9, pretty standard. Israel also what people think are the best AD after Lucian, so not that surprised for the ban. And then the last ban, you guys probably can't see, but it's a Nocturne ban. So Nocturne disables a lot of the wombo combo comps that Cloud9 has been running, and also is good to ban out for 131 cases. Let's see what they first pick. Cassiopeia. So Cassio first pick is, I personally like it. I know a lot of teams don't, but it's a very flexible pick that can either go mid or bottom, and that provides a lot of priority. For FlyQuest though, Alistar best support in the game, and Yasuo a flexible pick that can go mid, bottom, or even top. So I like the picks coming in from FlyQuest, and they have carry players in every lane, so yeah, very much liking the picks. This Galio pick is most likely a support pick. A lot of times Galio goes support nowadays. I think whenever you see a Galio, it signals support more than anything. One thing that I really do like here is the Sylas pick. Sylas, incredibly potent versus Alistar. Sylas stealing Alistar ult is one of the strongest things Sylas can do right now, and I really like C9 taking Sylas into Alistar, and it's still a lot of flex pick. Sylas can go either mid, top, or bottom, and Cassio can go most likely mid or bottom. She could go top, but more likely mid or bottom. FlyQuest finishes up with Sejuani. Sejuani is a great jungler to take when you have a lot of melee champions that can proc her passive, and it's also a very good blind jungler to take. They're finishing up with banning Olaf and Zac. Olaf, even though he's 0-8 in NA/LCS, he's still a very strong champion and very good at providing early priority. And also, as a Yasuo player, you don't want to be playing into Olaf or any kind of the early prio jungle. Zac ban is really weird though. I don't think the Zac ban is very good versus an Alistar who can cancel Zac coming in with his Q or with his W. So I don't like the Zac ban that much, and I would have preferred a different ban, but I understand the Olaf ban completely. For Cloud9 side, they're trying to ban out the counter pick top carries that Viper will play, and Viper, even though he's a rookie, has been very much a carry player, so I like Cloud9's ban, and trying to limit Viper is something they should be actively trying to do. This Irelia pick, I'm not sure where this Irelia goes. Maybe it's a denial to make sure they can't play it into Yasuo, but Irelia without Alistar can't beat Yasuo. Alright, now we're going to kind of get answers to all the questions we've been asking and seeing where actually all the picks go. So Irelia mid. Okay, LeBlanc mid. Yeah, it has to be LeBlanc mid. It can't be Irelia mid. I like the Yasuo bottom versus Cassio. Okay, so Yasuo bottom, Irelia top. I do think there's better carry champions that they could have taken top lane. Let me try to think what I would have liked instead of Irelia, because I don't think Irelia is the strongest right now. Sion, Fiora. I do love Fiora as a pick, but Fiora is a little bit different than other champions where she really needs 3 items to truly turn into a monster. Maybe Irelia is the best carry pick. Yeah, the other one is Fiora, but Irelia is a little bit more powerful earlier on, and with games ending so much early, it's very important to have good early power picks. So one thing that me and Mark Z talked about yesterday on Listen Loco is comps with auto engage and comps with very easy to engage is very strong. And you can see on FlyQuest side, they have Sejuani, they have Alistar, and Irelia is a great follow-up, LeBlanc is a great follow-up, and Yasuo is a great follow-up. So I really like kind of the draft that FlyQuest has, and it's taking full advantage of the meta right now. And Irelia Seju as a duo top lane is really scary, so I would love to see how that plays out. As for bot lane also, Yasuo Alistar is really powerful too. So here's what I would love to see from FlyQuest. I want to see them play safe until level 3 from bot side, and after that they can start playing aggro. But one thing FlyQuest really needs to make sure they do is using Seju to get LeBlanc or Irelia ahead first and enabling these two champions and allowing them to move around the map. But they getting bot lane ahead is game breaking for Cassio. Cassio, once she starts falling behind the Yasuo, it's really hard for her to play out the game. Alright. Aatrox versus Irelia is a skill matchup, but even in the skill matchup, I do think Irelia is a little bit more favored. Because being mobile versus Aatrox is such a favorable thing. Aatrox struggles a lot with these mobile carries, so I personally like how Irelia can play it out, especially with the Sejuani. Yeah. Level 3 Yasuo Alistar super dangerous, forcing Zeyzal to burn his flash. They ended up burning both some still, which isn't that great. Also, Viper getting kind of outlaned. I don't think he should be just chunked. And then he's also going to have to give up a lot of CS and recall. Licorice, this guy. Licorice has been such a standout player for Cloud9. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you, okay, here's the level 3 kill though. Remember we talked about level 3 super important for FlyQuest and how strong Alistar and Yasuo get once they get past level 3, and melee champions work really well with Sejuani to proc her passive. Let's see how this went in. Yep, starting with Q flash, W knockback on Zeyzal, and then stunning him and killing him afterwards, and even burning Sneaky flash. Even though Sneaky gets stunned, it's hard for them to chase here, so they don't end up chasing. At this point in the game, I feel like if Cloud9 opens up the game, it's going to be from top side. Oh wow, Sven sneaking that Inferno in. That's actually pretty big. Because they don't have a lot of bot lane control due to how ahead. I wouldn't say Yasuo is massively ahead, but Yasuo is decently ahead. So it looks like when Yasuo, Alistar, and Sejuani were taking their back, Svenskeren actually snuck in the dragon right there. Ooh, good wraparound from JJ, but a little bit disjointed. JJ went on Sneaky while Turtle went on Zeyzal, so they were both going on different targets. This is a game, once it starts opening up, the game's gonna go really, really quickly. Once it starts opening up for FlyQuest, they have so many avenues to dive, they have so many avenues to pressure people on the side waves. If FlyQuest can open up this game, they can make it snowball extremely quickly, and looks like that's what they're trying to do. Oh! Good job on Turtle's part. Centaurion coming in with the gank. Centaurion knows he wants to be snowballing bot lane, and he's enabling that much as possible. Really nice to see. These kills are nice, but they need to turn it into more things. They want to be able to start diving the Cassiopeia. They want to be able to start stacking dragons. Team fighting is still very much even later on. Even though they have Yasuo, Seju, and Alistar, Cassio, Silas, and Galio are not slouches in team fights. One thing that's kind of awkward about playing Galio here is who are you going to be ulting though? There's not a lot of good ult targets. The only one that I can really think of is Niski that can be a good ult target. Other than Niski, it's awkward for Galio to ult people. Actually, Aatrox is a decent target too. Never mind. Just because they don't have champions that go like directly in there, I thought it would be hard. But Niski is a good target and Aatrox is a good target too. So I can see what Galio is going to be ulting. Turtle with his ship spike. It's a really big spike for Yasuo. I would love to see them kind of try to get Prio mid side with Seju and LeBlanc playing together, and then using the LeBlanc to move down bot lane and doing 3-man, 4-man dive. Because Pope just sitting mid isn't going to give Pope anything. And also Turtle burning flashlight there is really bad. His flash is super valuable, so quite sad to see him wasted on situations like this. Instead, it's C9 actually getting the control mid, not the other way around. I would love to see FlyQuest get control mid and dive bottom. Them starting the fight on Centauran, got a great knockup, able to kill able to kill Svenskeren before he got his ult off. Licorice also in a bad spot. Wow. Excellent play here from FlyQuest. Holy shit. Let's slow this down a little. They start the fight on Centauran. He still has his passive up, and then he flashes. Zeyzo gets a great 3-man knockup. Turtle has a great follow-up. They're able to kill everyone. Yasuo dies in the process, but they kill 3 targets. They're about to kill 4. They're letting Licorice's ult play out, and they kill 4 targets. 4 for 1 trade. Holy shit, that was so good for FlyQuest. So, spoiler alert, I know the result of the game. I know Cloud9 wins. But I also know FlyQuest is a great team, and if they have this much of a lead, I'm super curious how they threw it. Because this is a huge lead. 4 kill on a snowball comp like this, they should be running over teamfight, and Yasuo should be taking over the game. Wow, how the fuck does FlyQuest lose this? Right people are ahead too. If you guys look, Irelia ahead at 201, LeBlanc at 202, Yasuo at 213. Like, their kill distribution is perfect. All the carries are ahead. They should be winning all 3 lanes now. I would love to see FlyQuest play for Herald. They swapped Yasuo topside, maybe to play for Herald, which is exactly what they need. Yasuo All-Star playing for Herald. But first thing they need to do is actually open up mid lane and make sure Pobaltic can roam and make sure they can get river vision. Yeah, I would love to see JJ walk to river and get vision control with the rest of the team. They're trying to do things from top lane, which I don't like that much. I want them to do things from mid lane and open the game up from mid lane. Like, trying to open the game up from top lane is much harder. Luckily, LeBlanc's able to move first, but it looks really awkward. I'll talk about why this looks really awkward. And majority of it is because they're trying to open the game up from top lane. So what needs to happen is FlyQuest needs to walk into this river and clean out the vision here and clear out the vision here and clear out the vision here and place their own wards. So this is the situation that's happening, and I'll tell you guys why it's really bad. Fly is walking into situations where Cloud9 sees them and they're able to respond, while FlyQuest is the one that's ahead. Why does FlyQuest need to walk in this? They don't need to walk in this. They don't need to face check this. They can create situations where they're the ones starting Herald first and then forcing Cloud9 to walk into them instead. But what's happening is FlyQuest is actually going into FlyQuest is going into Cloud9, and forcing them into situations where C9's getting the first good engage. Even though if it's on a Seju's getting incredibly chunked while this is happening. Turtle has to waste his wall kind of because he's going to walk in this way. And also Sneaky's still able to damage Centauran, and so is Svenskeren. If they don't take these kind of fights, instead they're the ones setting up, it's much, much better for FlyQuest. But it's just kind of odd to see FlyQuest be in control and kind of give up the control for no reason and be the ones walking into C9. Yeah. Centauran gets insta-give, LeBlanc gets insta-give, and they end up giving up Herald to C9 when they were the ones ahead. Just super awkward to see from FlyQuest. I want them to be proactive and be the first ones to make a play. Just not that kind of a play. Setting up Herald is something I would have much rather seen from FlyQuest. Yeah, that Seju ult, Seju ult was bad, but that's not the main problem. The main problem isn't Seju ult missing. The main problem is, why the fuck are FlyQuest the ones walking in and not the other way around? That's the main problem. FlyQuest still has a bit of a lead, but this Herald play from C9 is going to break a turret somewhere. Okay, this dragon, the next thing that both teams are trying to fight for. Let's see if FlyQuest sets it up better. It's a mountain drake. It's a very nice dragon to take this point in the game. allows you to pressure turrets harder. Oh, that was a good engage. Being able to insta-delete Casio, and also they're going to be able to kind of deny Cloud9 their Herald play and pick up the Dragon after too. Very nice. Yeah, it's not like FlyQuest is outmatched by C9. It's just certain situations I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Favorite team I coached? I enjoyed coaching almost all the teams, but probably Goldcoin or T. Yeah, Goldcoin is probably my favorite team because it was my team. And this is the first VOD review of the day. Now I would like to see FlyQuest kind of wait for Baron and start getting control on mid side and Baron top side. And actually start controlling the Baron while allowing Irelia to split push bot lane. They should put Irelia bottom. Yep, they do that. And hopefully they play for control at Baron. If they can get control and force C9 to check into an Alistar or a Sejuani or even a LeBlanc, and LeBlanc has a good chunk, that's still good enough for FlyQuest. But they have to understand that they want to start getting control from mid lane and start forcing C9 to come into them. They're not really doing much of. Okay, looking for a dive. Why are we looking for a dive here? Oh man, these fights are just so awkward from FlyQuest. They're trying to make proactive, aggressive plays onto Cloud9, which I like. I like the fact that they are the ones looking for play. It's just you're looking for plays in the wrong situations. You're looking for plays in a situation where they should be coming into you, and you shouldn't be the ones kind of like walking into them without no vision. Yeah, it's just so awkward. I don't understand why this play has to happen for FlyQuest. I don't understand why they can't sit on the Baron vision and force C9 to come into them and start the fight when they're coming into them at Baron. Yeah. For how good of an early game they have, it's incredible how much FlyQuest throws. Yeah, this feels more like Optic Gaming than FlyQuest. Good early game and throw away your good early game for nothing. I mean, now C9 just got to scale and they got Baron. They had zero control as supposedly the better team, and FlyQuest had all the control, but FlyQuest did nothing with their control other than just int into C9. Really sad to see. Because FlyQuest is the team that's on the cusp of being able to challenge the other top 3 top tier teams, but stuff like this makes me really disappointed. Going on Seju able to be Sejuani and not get killed, just be incredibly tanky. They're doing a good job of pushing out their side lanes, and making sure that Cloud9 is kind of forced to back off and deal with the side lane. But man, I'm not sure how they are gonna do the next Baron or if they'll even set up for things properly. So a lot of people told me FlyQuest has bad vision. I don't necessarily think... Oh my god, Turtle. Turtle Yasuo is quite aside. I don't think they necessarily have bad vision. I think they have bad decision making. It's not that they don't know how to set up vision. Actually, that is a part of it. They are setting up the vision in the wrong places and they're looking for fights in the wrong places. But more so than a vision problem, I think it's a problem of, hey, this is the next thing we're playing for. Let's everyone set up for this. There's none of that. Or if there is any of that, they're not doing it properly. It should be, hey guys, we're going to set up for Baron next. Hey guys, we're going to set up for mid play next. And we need to make sure we are doing this. But it's just constant fighting where there shouldn't be fighting. Holy fuck. Niski Silas OP. Silas with Alistar ult is also disgusting. Silas with Alistar ult, killing everything there. Alistar ult runs out. Yasuo gets a good ult. But all the CC plus, yeah, and then Silas W at the end. Fucking heals 800 HP. I mean, nice of Cloud9 to get the dragon, but this is the second Baron you gave to them. Their C9's going to be able to get an inhib with this Baron. It's going to look much worse and worse. Oh, they weren't able to get the second Baron. But yeah, they set up for it. Cloud9 in a situation where FlyQuest is forced into them, and it's so much easier to play the game out this way. Yikes. Also, Sneaky doing decent on Cassiopeia. Early game was a little rough, but I'm surprised that Sneaky plays a good Cassio. I didn't realize Sneaky had good off rolls, like good mage champions. Loco, I think it's a bit naive to think they don't try to set up next plays. It's probably rather execution. I don't think it's execution because they're setting up the next play in the wrong spot. Here's how I feel about things. If you're constantly talking about, hey, this is the next thing we're going to do. We're going to set up for Baron next. We're going to get vision through mid side next. If you're constantly talking about the next play you're going to do, it's much harder for people on the team to make mistakes and be like, oh shit, squirrel, and chase after something. But FlyQuest has that syndrome where they're looking for random team fights, and it seems like it's unclear to the whole team what the next objective is or what they should be looking for. I don't think it's just an execution thing. It's just knowing what they need to be doing as a team thing. Well, this is over. C9 solid as always. FlyQuest shaky as always in their mid game. FlyQuest has shown good enough early game where they can compete with a top tier team, but all the early game in the world doesn't matter if you can't do anything with it mid game. And they feel like a team that can't transition any of their leads into mid game. Pretty nice C9 win. It's still not the cleanest win ever, and they did get smashed early game, but what the fuck, FlyQuest? Holy shit, your mid game's bad.